Welcome to our virtual gathering of First Unitarian Universalist Church of Stockton. I'm Christina Chavez Nelson, and I will be your worship leader for today's virtual service. We are glad you chose to visit us online today and hope that you will find here what you are seeking. Stockton is the most diverse city in the United States. Here at First Unitarian Universalist Church of Stockton, we embody that diversity, for we are a community of individuals holding many different beliefs, coming from many different places, and each progressing on our own journeys of life and faith. We join together in our commitment to care for humanity and to shape a better, healthier, and more hopeful world. We promise to accept and encourage all those persons of goodwill who gather here, recognizing that we all continue to grow and learn throughout our lifetimes. We especially welcome and stand with LGBTQIA2S plus persons, even as we seek to welcome all persons of every age, every ability, every status, and every shade of skin pigment. We strive to make our community a place of peace and acceptance, love and nurture, even as we challenge ourselves and others to live more faithfully according to the values of Unitarian Universalism. Thank you, Bhakti, for that lovely prelude. Our opening words are A Symbol of Learning and Love by Elizabeth Harding, and my son Nathaniel will be reading them.
We Unitarian Universalists don't drink from our chalice. Instead, we use it to hold the flame. The circle of the chalice helps keep the fire small. The flame doesn't blind us. It doesn't burn us. It gives us light so we can see all the different things in the universe, even the invisible ones, because the Unitarian Universalist flame is a light of learning. The flaming chalice is a symbol of learning and love. It's our symbol, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism.
And now we will light the chalice. Our chalice lighting words are Spark of Hope by Melanie Davis. In the snow, with only their upper body visible, a person holds a lit sparkler. If ever there were a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the light of peace, and feed the flames of justice. Our opening hymn is Dark of Winter version 2. It is number 55 in our hymnal, Singing the Living Tradition, and the music and words are by Shelley Jackson Denham. This video is courtesy of the UUA.org and Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, who does the vocals. Reverend Kathy Ryan-Starr, who is the cello accompaniment, and Reverend Krista Lunsford, who did the audio and video production. Please enjoy. At this time in our service, we light candles of joy and concern. This first flame is for all who are enduring pain, illness, suffering. May they soon feel ease and good health. This flame is for all who are dealing with injustice, inequity, inequality. May they soon find the strength to convince others that their cause is just and all should be treated with dignity and respect. This last flame is the flame for those who find a time and a way to celebrate, to share their art, their music, their thoughts, their hopes, and their desires for peace and beauty, love and health, and for freedom and justice in this coming year. May 2021 be a year that gives your heart hope, gives your heart peace, gives your soul serenity. And now we will pause for a moment of quiet contemplation, meditation, and reflection. And now, words from Wordsmith, seen in Studio City, California, as graffiti. When you're a kid, you color with reckless abandon. You color outside the lines. You color however you feel. Blue elephants, purple trees, red bears, green oceans. It's all good. As you get older, though, everyone tells you to stay inside the lines, to color everything just like you see it. You end up painting by numbers, whether you actually paint, or whether you write or sing or act or direct. I think you should create what you feel. Create outside the lines. I want to watch green oceans and red bears. I'd love to listen to purple trees. And I long to read Blue Elephants.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Instead of a responsive reading, at this time, we're going to share a hymn, number 100 in Singing the Living Tradition. I've got Peace Like a River by Marvin V. Fry. This piece is led and accompanied on guitar by Mark David Buckles, and it is courtesy of Mark David Buckles and the UUA.org. Please enjoy. I've got peace like a river.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mark David Buckles, and I'm excited to share one of my favorite hymns with you that you may already know. It's Peace Like a River. And one of the things that I love about this song, this hymn, is that it's not all happy. It acknowledges the many things that we're feeling, and that we can have complicated feelings. We can hold pain and joy at the same time, and that's okay, and even that can be worth celebrating, that we feel those things. So I love that we sing about having peace like a river, and pain like an arrow, and strength like a mountain. And in the end, we return to this idea of peace, that we always have the ability to tune back into that peace like a river in our souls. And when I think of a river, I think of the fact that no matter what, it just keeps going. I hope you'll sing Peace Like a River with me. If you don't know it, I think you'll pick it up really quickly. It goes like this. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like the mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Thank you, everyone.
It is at this point in our service when we would generally pass the plate and listen to gorgeous music for the offertory. And while this has been an exceptionally difficult economic year for so many, not just in our congregation, but in the country and in the world, we ask that if you can, please donate something to First Unitarian Universalist Church, 2737 Pacific Avenue, Stockton, California, 95204. You can also call 209-466-7743 if you're a member and interested in how your pledges are being used. Thank you, and please listen to this gorgeous music. A symphony in silence. You're on mute. Life is hard. Every day, the news blares frightening realities, from fires consuming Australia to Trump possibly tweeting us into another war, from babies incarcerated at the border to the number of homeless people growing daily, and more. Oh, so much more. The personal vicissitudes of declines in one's mental and/or physical health, the loss of loved ones, the constant transitioning of one aspect of life after the other can wear one down. I spoke those words in our first UU service of this year on January 5th. January 5th. That first Sunday seems like it was eons ago now, before lockdowns and shelter in place, before essential workers and flatten the curve, before spikes and ICU bed capacity, before Zoom versus Google Meet, before synchronous versus asynchronous, before social distancing versus physical distancing, before hand washing videos and cup holders for sanitizers, before maskers versus anti-maskers, before belief in science versus belief in memes, before stimulus checks and $600 extra, before PPE, personal protective equipment, and PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, before leaving the WHO and muzzling the CDC, before drive-through food pantries, before hundreds of thousands filing for unemployment, before George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, before protests and police brutality, before the loss of Representative John Lewis and Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, before elections, recounts, and denials, before pardons and countdowns to January 20th, 2021, and before the alarming number counts of positive cases and the overwhelming, numbing, and horrifying numbers dead from the plague that is COVID-19. Victoria Gita on Twitter said, "I'm beginning to think hindsight is 2020 was some kind of message from a future time traveler that we all misunderstood." I know what she means. I lived in New York City for 2 years and only took a picture once of the Twin Towers. I was on the observation deck of the Empire State Building, showing a friend all the sights of the city that I had called home for the previous months. At the last second, right before leaving the deck, I suddenly decided to whip out the camera and take a quick pic of the towers. I had one of those cameras that used to incorporate the date on the photo after being developed, so I checked that the date was accurate, snapped away, and promptly forgot about it. I don't know why I felt the urge to take that photo, as I'd never really cared much about the Twin Towers before. Well, over a decade later, while opening boxes in a new home, I found the picture and was floored. The date I captured the Twin Towers in 1993 was September 11th, 8 years to the day before they would fall. Now, I don't know if it was a future time traveler, plain old ESP, or the universe sending me signs that I'm too dim to comprehend. But it's not the first time that eerie coincidences have occurred. For example, last year, August 2019, I named my 3 fantasy football teams after something that occurred to me out of the blue. Every year, I change up the names based on something I see, feel, or that for unknown reasons comes to mind. Last year's teams were Outbreak, Epidemic, and Pandemic. I know, I'm sorry. Don't worry. This year's teams I named after the dog. His name means Son of Peace. If there's anything to these signs, well, then I think you can guess what I am hoping for in the new year. The new year. Heavy sigh. Last year at this time, we were counting down to a new decade, concerned yet thrilled to see what it had in store for us. This year of turmoil and upheaval, this year of tumult and tribulation, this year of separation, anxiety, and overwhelming loss. We counted down to this. We've sat in a symphony of silence, trying to hold on to a normalcy that doesn't exist, grieving a world that will never be again, and saying more times than we care to admit, "You're on mute." This, we counted down to this. Well, of course we did. Because the human spirit is indomitable. We yearn for the new and unseen. We strive to overcome obstacles and to attain goals. We obviously welcome adversity since we so frequently bring it upon ourselves. Change is the ironic constant in our lives. Yet we also yearn for peace, simplicity, the freedom from want, the freedom from hunger, the freedom from anxiety and worry. As I sit here on December 23rd, recalling that first service of the year, I am trying not to cry, not just because of all that has happened this year, but because I can so vividly recall standing at the pulpit, looking out at the loving, supportive people in our congregation and the wonderful guests that were there too. I remember the joy of our greetings, the laughter, the heartfelt wishes for those who were in pain, emotional, mental, physical anguish. The coffee hour treats and the hugs. Oh, the hugs. If there's anything we've learned in 2020, it's the importance of human interaction, especially through the warmth and safety of a hug given in love. We've done what we could to stay safe this year. We've transformed our gatherings for church, altered our educational systems, and revamped our work life. We've changed our modes of shopping, adapted our eating out, and cultivated new ways to convene. We've created communal celebrations from afar and developed unique experiences to connect. We've learned to travel from our desktop and send ourselves, our thoughts, our hopes across the internet. It's not enough. It will never be enough. Yet someday, when hindsight literally is 2020, we will say we did what we could. Hopefully, we will forgive ourselves for our foibles and reminisce with some modicum of pride that we forged forward into the unknown once again. I'd like to end this last Sunday of the year sermon with how I ended that one oh so long ago in January. Let this year be one of peace. And if it cannot be peaceful, let it be purposeful. If work is to be done, let it be done together. May we see the light in ourselves, the light in each other, the light in a stranger, the light in the world. And let us not extinguish it, but fan it ever higher into a flame of creation, promise, and reconciliation. This do I covenant with you. Shalom, salam, namaste. Blessed be. Go in peace. Amen. And now we will have our closing hymn. Normally we sing this hymn at First Unitarian Universalist Church of Stockton as the children head off for religious education partway through the service. As they go to the cottage, we sing them away. However, in 2020, in my virtual services, I've turned it into our closing hymn as we sing ourselves and the world into a new week, and of course now, into a new year. This song is by Suzelle Lynch and John Reuben Pieranen. As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go. And now we're going to extinguish the chalice. These words are by Robin F. Gray. The flame is extinguished, but not our hope for the future, our courage in the face of crisis, or the love we share in all the world. Our closing words and benedictions. We cannot all hold hands, but we can hold each other in spirit and in harmony. Words from the Yoga Sutra, Sri S. Satchidananda. We are not going to change the whole world, but we can change ourselves and feel free as birds. We can be serene
even in the midst of calamities, and by our serenity, make others more tranquil. Serenity is contagious. If we smile at someone, he or she will smile back, and a smile costs nothing. We should plague everyone with joy. If we are to die in a minute, why not die happily laughing?
Why not die happily laughing? As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Shalom, salam, namaste, blessed be, and amen.